right, I'm right here. Trying to see if I can get in view. Glad to be with you guys, and welcome to the BFTA and More Show. This is your host, Louis George Walker, coming to you live and in living color, as I do every Monday. That's right. I hope you enjoy getting together with me. I enjoy meeting with you. It is the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center have come together to form this organization or this project, which is KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Radio. So we've joined together in a partnership to give you some more information and news that you can use. We talk about technology, we talk about things going on in the community and current events. So we give you a little bit of all, and feel welcome to join in. You can give us a call at 816-599-6893. That's right, 816-599-6893. So you can give us a call there, or you can come in on our Facebook page, which is KUAW-LPFM 98.5. I'm getting ready to bring that up so I can see any of your messages. So when you see me looking off like that, I'm kind of looking to see what's on the screen right now. so I look to the side and I'm checking the screen. We haven't got one down low in front of me. If I had one of those, I'd be able to look right at it. But hey, you do have my attention, and I'm glad to be here with you. We do a lot of things on this show. We talk about a lot of things. And this week, we're going to continue to talk about some of the things that's going on with Black Lives Matter, because that is in the news and something that we should stay abreast on because they do matter. Yes. But we're also going to talk about some technology, some summer camp, summer things that young people can get involved in, some that we can help you with here at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We're also going to talk just a little bit about it being African American Music Appreciation Month, or Black Music Month, as they say in June. So all of that's coming up. We're going to give you a lot more. We didn't get our theme song. And for those of you that don't know, we have two platforms that we go out on. So when we talk about music and music that we're playing, you won't hear it live on Facebook and YouTube and stuff because of copyright laws. They don't allow us to play that music that belongs to other people, and that's understandable because of the BMI, the music rights, and they'd have to pay and this, that, and other. So what we do have, though, in this license is a audio-only side. So we have a location. This is KUAW Radio. If you go to www.kuaw.org, you can listen to our music. We play jazz. We've got a little bit of the new music. We've got some old school. And we've got these same shows. Like right now, you would hear me on there talking. But when we're not on here live, there's still something on. I just got through listening to a news show that was going on there. And they're talking about doctors and the medical training that they get in Cuba, those type of things. But if you want to know about some of the things going on around the world and in the community, tune in at KUAW.org. There's a play button, or there's two play buttons really that you can play and listen to us live. Also, if you have the TuneIn app on your phone, that's the TuneIn app. If you've got it, we're on the TuneIn app, so you can actually search on the TuneIn app for KUAW, click on it, and it'll play. It'll play on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, in your car. So just go to TuneIn, search KUAW, and you can hear us there, and you will get music along with our interesting and timely talk topics that we have. Also, if you have one of those Google smart speakers or the Amazon speaker, you just tell it like you do Alexa. Say, Alexis, play KUAW, and it will play KUAW Radio, and you will hear some of that old school music. One of the things that I'm doing this month, I have a show that I do called Scatter's Old School Jams, and that goes on from 2 to 3 every day of the week, except when my wife steps in on Tuesday from 2 to 2:30. So I only have a 30-minute show, which is from 2:30 to 3. But Scatter's Old School Jams, and we're going to be playing along with the old school. We play the Temptations. We play a lot of the music from the 60s and the 70s, but we're going to play some protest music. We're going to be throwing some protest music from back in the day throughout this month. So tune in to Scatter's Old School Jams, and they have new music now. There's still protests going on, but we wanted to pay homage to some of those protest songs that went on back in the day. And there's been protest songs for a long time, even when you go back to slavery and the early gospels, when they were talking about steal away, or when they were talking some of the things that they were doing. Well, that was a way of protesting, a way of communicating to the public, or communicating to each other. So it's not something new that's just been thought of. So we're going to be playing a little bit of the protest songs that come from the 60s and the 70s, a little bit of Bob Marley, Curtis Mayfield, Nina Simone, some of those that'll be out there. So be sure and tune in from 2 to 3 on every day except Tuesday. So Tuesday we're only on for 30 minutes. But tune in to Scatter's Old School Jams, and you can hear that. Trying to pull up the web page now so I can check it out. Okay, there I am. I see myself live on Facebook. I see that Mildred is on here. Hello, Mildred. We're glad that you're here. And there'll probably be more of you joining. I'm going to start a watch party. Yes, and I also like to let you know that we've got a new program in, a new piece of software. So we're not only broadcasting on Facebook, because I know some of you probably have friends that say they don't use Facebook. They're not on Facebook. And that's okay, to each his own. But you can now pick us up on TuneIn, on YouTube and on Twitter. I've got to start the Twitter up, but we're broadcasting on YouTube and on Twitter. That's right. You can't get away from KUAW. We're going to hit you on every page we can. So if I go to my producer for Periscope, I can actually start a broadcast there. Let's see what we will. I don't think we want to name it Wake Up KC. So we'll just leave it at KUAW Radio right now. Let me preview this broadcast and see if, yes, there I am right there. So now, if you go to KUAW Radio on Twitter or Periscope, you will actually see this broadcast live there. So subscribe to KUAW Radio on YouTube, on Twitter, on Periscope, or like us on Facebook. We'll pop up every time we're getting ready to do a live show. You'll be able to sit back and enjoy it, and you keep up with what's going on. Also, like I said, you want to be able to listen to our audio only if you want to hear the music that we play here at KUAW Radio. So be sure and stay in touch with us. We're trying our best to stay in touch with you in all the ways that we can. Yeah, I'm busy as a one-armed paper hanger right now as I work with all of this different technology and getting it going. I do want to say we've been blessed. We have a new intern, Darius, who's studying music technology, I think it was, he said, an MBA up at Mo West in St. Joe. So he's coming down. He came down today. He's going to look over our equipment and see where we can upgrade, how we can wire, how we can make it better. So it's good to have the young people that want to step in and help us make this into a better radio station than what we already have. So we appreciate being able to help a young man as he does the work that help him get his degree and move forward in life. So, it takes a village and one hand helps another. So we all can work together. If there's something that I can do to help another person, then I'm willing to do it. Same way that we are willing to accept help from other people. Hey, Yvette Gaddis, I see you. Cuz is on here. Glad to see you joining. That's right. We got people out in California listening to us. We got people in the Middle Eastern countries. I think I was just checking our stats in Indonesia and India. We've got a lot of listeners over there to our audio side that have been picking us up. So hello to everyone in India, everyone in Indonesia. Glad that you're checking in and listening to us. Yeah, we're trying to make this thing international, or it is already international. We just want to make it bigger and better as we go forward. So we're steadily moving that along. I'm sharing to some of my friends that I'm on this watch party. And one of the other things that we do, I've been going too far along, I want to bring you guys up. We always give you a little bit of what's going on at NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, because we deal with technology and we were always glad to promote it. We want our young people to get involved in technology. We want you to get involved. Don't, just because you're not in school or that you may feel you're already past that point. No, we all need to be learning about the technologies that are out there and how we can use them to improve our standard of living. You know, how can we use them to keep up on payments, on doctor's appointments, to stay abreast of medicine, all kind of needs and things that we can do to rent Airbnbs and things. Well, you use the technology, it can save you money when you take a vacation on your meals. It can help you get better education or just make it right at your fingertips. I mean, who doesn't go to Google now whenever a question pops up? So we all should be involved in technology, and we should definitely get our young people to be involved in it. And everybody doesn't have to try and be a computer scientist. That's not what I mean, but you do need to know your way around the internet and around a computer or a tablet and how you can use it to better do the things that you want to do, whether it's in clothes designing, whether you want to do nails or you want to be a carpenter or whatever it is. Technology can help you get there. And if you think about it, technology is in everything. We talk about it now and it seems like, well, it's all about computers and stuff. But every tool that we use was once a new piece of technology. You know, the guy that came up with the first hammer, there was people probably saying, what did he come up with that for? What are you going to do with that thing? You know, but he says, well, I can build things faster. We can, you know, put things together in a more uniform fashion, things like that. So we've been inventing and we've been working with technology since the dawn of man. And we're just moving on with what we've got right now. So we're going to give you a little bit of it. We do this every week. Learn and watch a little bit of what's happening this week at NASA.
A new lead selected for our human spaceflight efforts, the new core capability of our next Mars rover, and news about our future Viper lunar robot. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine selected Commercial Crew Program Manager Kathy Leaders to be the agency's next Associate Administrator of the Human Exploration and Operations Mission Directorate, effective immediately. Since 2014, Leaders has directed NASA's efforts to send astronauts to space on private spacecraft, which culminated in the successful launch of our SpaceX Demo 2 test flight to the International Space Station recently from our Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The administrator says Leaders gives NASA the extraordinary experience and passion needed to land the first woman and next man on the moon by 2024 with the Artemis program. While the Perseverance rover for our Mars 2020 mission is largely based on the Curiosity rover, Perseverance has a few improvements for high-priority science goals. For the first time, the rover carries a drill for collecting core samples from Martian rocks and soil, then preserving those samples in tubes for a possible future mission to collect and return to Earth. The launch window for the Mars 2020 mission runs from July 17th through August 5th. On June 11th, we announced the selection of Astrobotic to deliver our water-hunting Viper mobile robot to the south pole of the moon as part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services initiative. As the first resource mapping mission on the surface of another world, Viper will help pave the way for human missions to the moon as part of our Artemis program. For more information about NASA's Viper mission, visit nasa.gov/Viper. Researchers using data from our Cassini mission, which ended in September 2017, found that Saturn's moon, Titan, is drifting away from the planet 100 times faster than previously understood, about 4 inches per year. This new finding may help address questions about when Saturn's rings and system of more than 80 moons actually formed. We're making significant progress on our first all-electric X-plane, the X-57 Maxwell. Engineers are completing work toward functional ground testing, including taxi testing and first flight. Tests are also underway on the plane's electric cruise motors and the future high aspect ratio wing that will fly on the aircraft's final configuration. Lessons learned from this testing are helping to pave the way for future Federal Aviation Administration airworthiness standards for electric aircraft. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/TWAN.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, I think you saw me bring a little picture up in your screen. Sorry about that if you were trying to look at Saturn at that time. That definitely seems interesting that they're coming up with an electric aircraft. That would be something totally different, but they're always working on something at NASA, and it would be a great opportunity for a lot of our young people if they strove to be one of the engineers, the scientists, or technicians that worked on things like that. That is a great opportunity. But what you saw, what I was working on to bring up through the video, which should have did a better job of getting this in here before y'all came on so it didn't mess up the screen like that. As you know, we keep trying to make it better, but sometimes I keep slipping up. But that's all right. We're going to get it done, and we're going to talk to you about it. There's a program called Camp Aspire. And if you saw that I put up there it is. Camp Aspire is a summer camp. It's a virtual camp. Well, not all virtual because the kids actually get to work on something. I'll tell you a little bit about it right now. And this was we got some information from the Delran STEM Ecosystem Alliance, which is part of a school district in New Jersey. But they're partnering with the STEM Learning Ecosystems Community of Practice and UB Tech, and that's us. We're part of that too here in Kansas City through the Kansas City STEM Alliance. But to offer a virtual robotics summer camps. Our goal is to promote STEM, equity, and access for all, and that's one of the things that we're about to do. So Camp Aspire is what they have. Camp Aspire provides options to replace traditional summer enrichment programs that have been canceled while giving parents an opportunity to keep their children learning robotics and specialized skills like problem solving and engineering. So we're happy to announce that your child has been selected based on this math proficiency of multiple assignments to be involved in this. Well, what we have is Camp Aspire coming to Kansas City. And Camp Aspire is a camp where the kids actually get a robotics kit that they can work with, and they'll have virtual learning with a teacher on the internet as they do the camp. All right, now I got a wasp in here with me. Thank you. So as they learn and work with this, they'll be able to work on this program. So they send them a robot kit to their house. You can have this robot kit delivered to you. And then for 1 week, there's actual class where they will use the kit, and they get to keep the kit once the class is over with. So that is something that you may want to get involved in or get your child involved. And I'd like to let you know that we actually have two scholarships for kids, and we're going to be contacting the kids that were in our robotics program from families that are underserved and that have not, maybe don't have the money to afford a camp like this, or are just, needing a little bit of help. So we have 2 scholarships that we're looking for children, boys or girls. They can be from 8 to 18 years old. They can get involved in this summer camp, Camp Aspire, and they will receive this robotics kit. It's a $400 robot kit that they'll be able to receive for free, won't cost anything. So the parents that were in our robotics program, they're going to be notified first, or they're going to have the first crack at it. But if there's nobody in there that accepts, we still, from the general public or those listeners of KUAW, would like to see if there's some families that are qualified, and that means they, it has to come from a deserving family, a certain income guidelines that we'll get you some information on that. But you want to contact the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. You can send us a a email at bftaa at sbcglobal.net. That's bftaa at sbcglobal.net. Or you can just put a message right on this KUAW, which is part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. If you have a young person that is interested in robotics, you have to have internet access at home. You have to have a computer or a tablet, something that they can participate in the class with. Those are a couple of the requirements, and we're going to be able to get 2 families involved in this. So if you have a child between the ages of 8, I believe it's 8 and 18 or 8 and 16, that would like to get involved in robotics and coding and learning about that, get in touch with us here. You know, leave a message at KUAW. You can give us a call at 816-599-6893. Also, I do have to let you know, though, that today we're sending out a letter to the families of kids that were on our robotics team. If we don't get the 2 students from there, then we'll be reaching out to some of the people that are listeners on KUAW radio. So if you want to have your name on the waiting list to see if you can get involved in this, give us a call, 816-599-6893. Leave your name and contact information, or you can email us at bftaa at sbcglobal.net. That's sbcglobal.net. And tell us on there that you want to be involved in Camp Aspire. That's ASPIR, Camp Aspire. So if you know someone, if you know a deserving young person that would like to get involved in this summer camp, we need to have that information as soon as possible. The camp will be starting the first part of July, I believe. So we need the information so that they can ship you the kit. We need that real quick. So get in touch with us right here, KUAW Radio. We have 2 scholarships. It won't cost you anything. They will be provided with this $400 robotics kit that you get to keep. So all you have to do is contact us here. We want you to be in the Kansas City area because this is for Kansas City students. We want this to be people that are involved with KUAW Radio, and if you're a regular listener, you are involved with KUAW Radio and the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Also, if you are parents and you don't meet the lower income guidelines, which isn't a bad thing, don't get that wrong, you can still enroll your students directly in UB Tech's virtual camps. So you can do that, and the camps, the beginner camp costs $350, and that gives you a robot kit that you get to keep plus online instruction. They have 2 hours, I think it says 2 hours to 4 hours a day of online instruction for 1 week. So that camp is a real camp, so they'll have to sit down and be involved in this camp for a couple of hours every day for 1 week. And they're going to have camps running regularly. So this is going to go on all the way through August the 24th. The beginner camp, and we do have a discount that we can get you. You got the Ians. So instead of having to pay $400 for the beginner camp robot kit, you can pay only $350. So if you want to get your child involved in a robotics program for $350, 1 week camp with a robot kit that they get to keep. So they build and program this robot, but that robot kit becomes theirs from then on. It's $350 for a beginner's camp, $425 for an intermediate camp. Both of those are with a $50 discount that we can get you if you let them, if you contact the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So we want to get our young people involved in these camps, want them to be able to learn. So if you would like to get your young person involved in this STEM camp where they can learn robotics and programming and give them something to do for the summer, and they get a robot kit that they get to keep, be sure and contact us here. This is KUAW Radio, Kansas City, Missouri. You can find us at www.kuaw.org or the Black Family Technology Awareness Association at bftaa.org. So go to either one of those. You can email us at kuaw985@gmail.com, or you can email us at bftaa@sbcglobal.net. Either one of those will be fine, and just mention Camp Aspire and the robot kit. So we have 2 scholarships for underserved children, and you can enroll your child in this week-long camp for $300 if you just $325, excuse me, $350. $425 for the intermediate, $350 for the beginners. So let us know if you'd like to get involved in that, if you'd like to have your young person involved in Camp Aspire. They'll be able to do it from home. You do have to have internet access and some kind of device on that. If we get more than the 2 kids that qualify for the special scholarships, we'll see if we can find some sponsors to get more. So we don't want you to think that it's only 2 and those spots are gone. There's some people with good hearts right here in Kansas City that if we have young people that really want to do this camp and you want to get your child involved, we're going to make it happen. Yeah, that's what it is. We'll just make it happen. So be sure and get in touch with us about that. Hey, I want to take a quick break. I'm going to come back and as we do with the technology thing, I'm going to try and do something I haven't done, especially not on live internet before or live radio if you're listening to me on the audio side. But I'm going to try and do some virtual programming with a set. We work with the Vex Robotics Company. If you guys didn't know, every year we have a Vex Robotics tournament that we hold at the Southeast Community Center. Well, they've got a virtual robotics program that you can use, that your kids can use, that doesn't cost anything. And we really, if you want to get your kids involved in our robotics program this fall, it would be good for you to get them involved with this virtual robotics camp. That's project. It's a program online, so they don't have any instructors with you, but they do have a curriculum, and you can go through it with your kids, and they can learn how to program the same type of programming that we'll be using for the robots in the robotics program this fall. And they'll also be learning the coding, and they can learn codes that are used by professionals in coding all kind of things in the world. So we've got that. I'm going to try and show you a little bit of that live. So we'll see how that goes right after this quick break. So we're going to give you a break to recognize our sponsors, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes.
New lead selected for our human spaceflight efforts, the new core capability of our next Mars rover, and news about our future Viper lunar robot. A few of the stories to tell you about.
All right, all right. I'm back. I'm back. We're trying to figure this thing out. We're making this ship as we go along. So, hey, hope you notice we got better lighting in here. But I'm wearing a cap today because with the extra lights, boy, I tell you, the top of my head was looking real shiny last month. So because you know, I'm a little bit of a hair challenged person. So thought I'd cover that up so I didn't give too much glare to you as you were watching. So this time I did have a cap handy, so I thought, well, let me put that on and see if that takes away a little bit of the glare. So yeah, we're back and we're glad to be with you. Now, for the moment of truth, as we try to do a little bit of programming. Now, want to let you know, and I got to move myself over a little bit in this picture. Yeah, see the magic of radio. Or internet, I'm able to move myself a little bit out of the way. That's what I want to do. And I'm going to bring up a window over here. And this is a program that you can use. The robotics company that we work with, Vex Robotics down in Texas, have developed this. It's a lot of programming. A lot of your kids have used this type of block programming before if they've been working with Scratch or some of the other online in Khan Academy and all of that. So it's not brand new, but we're using it in robotics now so that the same coding, the same thing that we use to program some of the robots in the Vex arena, especially in the Vex IQ for the younger kids, is there. Plus, it also lets you get that logical pattern, and you can actually do the real code, or you can see the real code of the program in here. So if you want to learn the code that you will use, you can just do it with the blocks, and then you can break the blocks down. So we want to give you a little demonstration. I hope this goes right. Like I said, this is the first time we've ever did any programming like this on the radio live. No backdrop. My computer science guy is not here, and I would have him doing something like this because he is definitely a lot better with the programming side than I am. So if you guys are working with Miguel or Seam out there at Cerner, tell him that I could use his help with this. But let's see if we can do this program now and that you'll be able to see what's happening. This is a program. It's a virtual reality VR, Vex VR. You can go to it. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything or log in. You can get this program. You can start programming on it, and you can let your kids practice. There's some challenges. They have a lot of different playgrounds that you can get in to do different challenges in it. But I just want to show you a little bit about programming the robot. So this is something, like I say, it's free. So you drag the parts over the pieces of code that says drive forward. I want to do that. Then I also want to drive forward, but tell it how far, how long to go. So these are the 200 millimeters that it could go, or you could change that side to say how many inches you want it to go. So that could be 200 inches as opposed to 200 millimeters. We'll leave it at millimeters right now. Some of the kids are learning that system in school. But it's all, programmable. It's set to go forward right now, but if you hit that drop down, you could go in reverse. You can also tell it, say here, to turn. There it's going to turn right. So I put a right turn in there. That's what it's supposed to do. I say turn right for 90 degrees. So to make a 90-degree right turn, I could also use this drop down to tell it to turn left. Or I could change the degrees that it changes by just going in there. And if I wanted to turn 45 degrees, I would just type in 45. So that's the programming. It's pretty simple to start with, but it lets you do some programming. You tell it to turn right, And then after it turns right, you may want it to drive forward again. Say instead of for 200 millimeters, let's do it double that. Let's go 400 millimeters. So it's going to do that. Then we can tell it to, oh, what do we want to do? We can change the turn velocity, but we'll let it go that far. And then, because I don't want to get ahead of myself and then do something that really gets crazy, I can tell it to stop driving. So that is a program. It's very simple. It tells it to drive, to go forward, to turn right, and it tells it to stop. So we've got that code. Hold on just a minute. All right, let somebody in. So we've got that code already set in here. So right quick, we've done it. This is a program. This is the way your phones work. There's programs in your phone. There's programs in your television. There's programs in your microwave. All of these things are programmed. There is a chip that is the brains of it, and it tells it what to do. Tells your televisions what to do. Tells your Roomba robot what to do. You know, your cars have programs in it. So you've done some programming. This is programming right here. Now, if you want to see the object run, the robot that you've just programmed, you go up here to the start button, you push start, and the playground opens up, which will let you see your program. So there's the robot moving. There he made a right turn, and there he stopped. So that's all we told it to do. We can tell it to do it again, and we say go. The robot goes a little ways. He should go twice as far this way. It stopped. Real simple program. This is free. This is something that you can use right now today. You can record it. You can get video views of it, all of that, so your kids can learn and practice their robot skills while we're at home. Since we're into that virtual learning right now, and we have to do a lot of things virtually, this is one way that you could get them involved and they can continue learning. The other thing that is nice about this is not only do you have that, which was a program in blocks, and you say, well, that's not the real programming. And some of your older kids may look at it and say, that's not program, those are blocks. Well, if you want to see the program, you can go up here and click. This is the program, this is the code that's written. This is telling it how to do it. So you can combine the block code and see what it's like. So if you write this code and put it in the program, it would do the same thing. So once you've built it here, but you want to see how the code would look, this would be one way to look at it and say, okay, that's what I can do. You can ask questions. If you go into the question, you want to know more information about the block, you do a question. You click on the block like the drive block, and it tells you about it, how it works, what it will do. The drive will run the drivetrain forever until a new drivetrain block is used or the program is stopped. So these are things that it tells you about it. You click on either block and it tells you things. It tells you how to use it, tells you what it's about. So you got a lot of information that is handy that you can be using and that your kids can be using this summer. They can play with this 24 hours a day and they can actually be learning. So this is called Vex VR. If you want to find it, it's up here. You see it says vr.vex.com. So vr.vex.com will take you into the game. Let me back up out of it. I'm going to leave this. So Vex Code VR, virtual reality. This is it. This is how you find it. So you can go to vexrobotics.com and then you do a /vexcode-VR and you can get into it. You can get started. You've got these robots. This is the robot that is there. When they come into Vex IQ, they can actually make a robot like this. And then do the programming. You get to see the robot run. They can go back and forth through the programming and learn this. And this will be something that'll put them a step ahead if they join a robot club at school. If they join into our robotics program, it will be helpful to them all the way around. Or if they just want to learn this on their own. Some kids just want to do this on their own. They're not maybe wanting to get into a team thing. Well, this is a good way for them to learn to get involved in coding and into robotics learning through the summer. So you don't lose a lot through the summer. They can actually stay up on some things and get better at some things as the summer rolls around. So yeah, that was kind of my rough trial at doing some programming. As I say, I am not a programmer, but I try to do the best I can with it. I have a nephew, Derek Pruitt, over at Center Schools. I'm gonna have to get with him because he's really taken this technology game and ran with it. He's involved with the uh, um, Lego League and doing great things there. But you know, we need to get involved with our kids in this technology. All parents, everybody should be involved in this. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that. I didn't get to go through everything I wanted to tell you about, but one thing I do want to say is that this is African American Music Appreciation Month. So as we went through our technology, we have to go through the next technology is music appreciation. Since 1979, the United States has set aside the month of June, to appreciate the musical contributions of its African American musicians, composers, singers, songwriters. All of that is African American Music Appreciation Month. And as I said, Scatter's old school jams are going to be playing some of the protest songs of the 60s and 70s all this week and next week, the rest of the month. So in between hearing some of the Martha Reeves and the Vandellas and Sam Cooke and all of those crooners and stuff, we're going to also have some protest songs that are out there. You'll get some Curtis Mayfield and some others. So we want to celebrate it, and then we want to also recognize the young people and the hip-hop artists and all those that are making the world aware and doing the protest songs of this generation. Yeah, our protest songs were good. They were good for us, but it's a whole new generation out there now, but it's all still African-American music. It became a thing that was observed, historically rooted. It was inspired to celebrate the enduring art form, African American music. And so it's all type of African American music. It's not just say soul. It's not just R&B or the so-called R&B. It's folk music. It's rock and roll. It's opera. It is all of what we do as African Americans. Kenny Gamble of the group Gamble and Huff, the big Philadelphia international songwriter, Kenny Gamble, Ed Wright, and Diana Williams pursued creating Black Music Month. Their efforts were backed up by generations of artists whose talents and skill built a foundation of music ingenuity in America. So it was set up on June 7th, 1979, by President Jimmy Carter. He decreed June to be Black Music Month. Each year since then, Americans have celebrated the iconic music loved by generations. There are over 1,500 national days, so don't miss a single one. Celebrate every day with a national day calendar. So there's a lot of them out there. But this month is Black Music Month. So be sure and take care of that. Yeah, that was signed in by President Jimmy Carter. I remember I voted for Jimmy back in the day. the peanut guy, out of Georgia. But yeah, wanted to let you know. So be sure and listen to some music. Check out some of the artists, the songwriters. They've been entertaining. They've helped us through tough times, rough times. They've helped us to celebrate. The songwriters have been there, and they provide the backdrop for things that we do in our lives. So I'm glad that you were able to join the BFTAA and More show. Please stay tuned to Shifting Paradigms, which will be coming up at 6 o'clock. Also, tune in tomorrow. We have a huge lineup. Our terrific Tuesday lineup starts at 2 o'clock live with Senior Moments with Millie. That'll be coming on. We have shows the whole evening that are great. So Tuesday is our terrific Tuesday. We want you to come in and listen to all the shows. There's Truth Be Told, Source of the Inkwell, Street Therapy, the Lene Gray Show. Oh, yeah, we've got things going on. So we want you to be here and keep listening to KUAW Radio. We appreciate you. We're glad that you joined and shared some of your day with us. We hope you come back again to the BFTAA and More show. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week.